So it finally came out. One of my most anticipated films of the year, probably in the last 5 years or so. Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four.
I always forget that it's First Steps. I forget the little tagline with it. I'm like,
weird title.
I don't really care. It's a Fantastic Four movie.
It should have just been called The Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I don't like the First Steps title.
Yeah, I don't even think about it. I don't know about you, but low-key, I was more excited for this than I have been in a while because Fantastic Four to me is so interesting.
Me too.
I'm not a huge comic guy. Self-admittedly, I don't read all of them, but I do look into like what happens in them.
Yes,
and there are a lot of interesting things. So they need to get Fantastic Four right in the movies. I feel like this is a thing that Marvel needs to do.
Dude, this is a perfect segue, dude. You're like setting this up for me already. This is great. So we did a video, I think last year, called The State of the MCU. And in there, I'll pull up this clip because this is why this is important. Fantastic Four, for me, as a personal, casual fan, will be a test for how much I think Marvel can handle. Because once you introduce all these 20th Century Fox things, if they did all of that and try to do all this multiverse stuff for that, if they don't pull off the Fantastic Four, then I will be scratching my head. And I will be a little bit worrisome. Because after all this acquisition, after all this stuff with the multiverse and everything, that the Fantastic Four is such a vital piece to Marvel Comics in general. And if you don't pull that off, I think that, not just me, I think you will actually worry everybody. Fantastic Four is super important to me as a casual fan, but also I think it was super important to show how much can Marvel handle. And if they acquire all these new stuff from Fox and whatever, how can they seamlessly put those characters into the MCU while giving them a good film? Because the Fantastic Four have not really had they've not really had a good movie. Like, I appreciate, like, the 05, 06 ones. Like, those are fun.
Yeah.
But they are super campy, and they just don't hold up. And obviously, the Fan Four Stick from 2014 is one of the biggest atrocities I think I've ever seen.
I try not to think about that as much as possible.
It's so bad.
Which is sad, because the cast was so good. But, I mean, that's a different pod for a different time.
So the important part is, with the Fantastic Four, is it good? I'm happy to say it is good.
Absolutely. It is good. We talked about this a little bit before we started recording. It's grown on me since I finished watching it. And I think I'm even higher on it than I was when I finished it the first time.
I had the opposite experience. I think I was so hyped going into this. I think my expectations might have been a little bit too high. And I wanted this to be a 9 out of 10. I wanted it to be better than Superman. I wanted this to be movie of the year. And it's not.
No.
Is it bad? Absolutely not. It is a good, solid film. I think it has a lot of issues. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that.
Go ahead.
Actually, first issue I had, I think you can tell there was a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
A lot of editing, a lot of choppy stuff.
I heard about some stuff. You could tell some stuff. The first thing that comes to mind is The Thing and his relationship with...
Here's the thing.
The actor's name is Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah.
The kind of love interest for 45 seconds, and you never see her again in the movie, and you never see Ben do anything like that.
No, there's no development.
There's
no
like, here's his
it.
30 seconds of like, he's kind of human, and he struggles with trying to find a girlfriend and interact with other human beings, and we're done with that. All right, he's now Pilot again.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay. I guess I don't care anymore.
I don't believe that all four of them get good character development.
No.
And I think they're interesting characters. They're all cool. They all have their moments.
Right.
A lot of people said, oh, well, Sue Storm is the leader of the Fantastic Four in this movie. That's not true. She's still not. She has a prominent role to play. And the role that she plays is probably my favorite one in the movie. I think she probably is my favorite character in this film.
I think she was the best done out of all four of them.
I agree. But to say that she was like the leader, she's not. Reed is still the leader, as he should be, because it's the Fantastic Four.
She's the family voice of it. She's the like voice of reason.
Sort of like the voice of reason. The, like, okay, well, we're superheroes and dealing with all this, but we're also dealing with people.
Right.
And that stuff's super important.
Yeah.
So
I think she's like the handler.
Yes.
Like, not the manager or anything like that, but she's the person that kind of, hey, Johnny, over here. Like, we can get into this a lot. I don't think Johnny's like the ditzy character he's always portrayed as, but it is a little like, hey, shiny keys over here. All right, Ben, remember, don't be such a jerk. Hey, Reed, not everything's a formula. Like, remember, he's our child, and stuff like that. And spoilers, by the way, just heads up. But yeah, like, I think she's probably one of my favorite characters, but yeah, she's not the leader. And like, it's fine if she were, but she's just not.
She's just not.
Yeah.
Other issue I had, probably the only other issue I had, my friends did not agree with me on this, and that's fine. But I believe this felt more like a sequel than it did a first movie.
Ooh, okay.
There's a aspect to this, maybe part of it because it's so overly edited with a lot of stuff, and there's a few ADR moments where like characters' mouths are moving. And,
the CGI, some of it scares me.
So like the CGI baby.
The CGI baby scares me.
It's
oh my god!
You gotta stop doing that.
Oh my god!
Like it's weird, dude.
It was weird.
Like everything else in the film looks great except that, and so that's a problem. That's a super minor issue.
Yeah.
But for me, it felt like because this is in its own world and they try to like catch you up to speed and be like, oh, this is the Fantastic Four. This is kind of what happened to them. And it shows like a montage of like 2 seconds of them fighting some villains. I didn't feel invested in them at all because I felt like not that you need an origin story, but I actually wish that the movie was longer.
Okay, so you mentioned cutting room stuff, and I don't have any... I don't have any reason to believe this, but there's just a hunch for me. I think Mole Man was probably supposed to be more of a thing in this movie, especially early on, and they just kind of glossed over Mole Man, and they're like, oh, here's this guy doing bad stuff, here's the Fantastic Four being Fantastic Four. I think if you do that a little more in the beginning, it probably does a little more for me, because I told you before this, not to sound all bro and I need explosions and stuff, but like, it's a Fantastic Four movie. I'd like to see Reed Richards doing the Stretch Armstrong stuff. I'd like to see, like, they did a great job of the teamwork aspect and them coming together as people and a lot of human aspects of this movie that I really enjoyed. It's still a superhero movie. I'd like to see them do superhero stuff.
Dude, I agree.
Yeah.
You're
especially
right
in the early part. They do in the end, like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I could see more. Just give him like 30 minutes of like, hey, here's Mole Man, here's what he's trying to do. It's not that big of a deal, but here's them acting as a team. Here's what their powers are. Just establish a little more baseline. I get what you're saying.
Well, the most important part of the film is Galactus.
Yes.
And they do him really well in here.
Oh, I think we should save that because I've got so many, not a long speech, but
Sure.
Yeah.
We will save that.
Let's table it.
Going back to my last issue, it felt like, you're right. Mole Man, his presence is almost wasted in this film.
Yeah.
Because, and one, I actually like Mole Man. I know very little about like the comics and stuff like that, but I've watched some of the TV shows. I grew up with the Fantastic Four just a little bit. Mole Man is like a classic like villain. He's not like a super villain, but he's a villain.
Right. He's the, oh gosh, what would you compare him to?
He's the more grounded.
Yeah.
Like, he's like
he's the first level guy when you play a game.
Yes, he's the first boss. And so I feel like we missed a movie where I feel like they tried to shove that movie in here. And that is, Mole Man was like making towers go down underground and causing all sorts of chaos. And Sue helps to give him and the Subterranea like their own like independence as like a country and I'm like, that feels like a movie that would have been interesting to see.
I agree.
Them coming together, like kind of figuring out their powers, and they face this really weird, strange dude who has empathetic motivations of like he wants to kind of have his own little place.
2 questions about that then.
Sure, go ahead.
So one, you talked about Superman. Do you think the people behind the movie were kind of in that same mindset of like, all right, we've done Fantastic Four movies. People know who they are. They're probably one of the most famous Marvel characters, just in terms of like pop culture mainstream. Like everybody kind of knows they went to space, they got their powers, great. Now they're a team. Got it, cool. Yeah. And they know everybody's powers, they know everybody's names. Do you think they're just kind of maybe assuming, you could argue, too much of the fan base to kind of already know the origins? Like, hey, you guys, you know these guys, here's the Galactus story. You know what I mean? Like this isn't, necessarily an origin movie.
Correct.
It's just the first in probably more, I
Yeah,
assume.
you're jumping halfway in the action, and that's
Right.
one of the issues I had with Superman. Was that, like, I love Superman. I think it's a great film, but one of my issues is you're trusting a lot of strangers.
Sure. Yep.
You are trusting a lot of people who 90% of them probably have not read a comic book in their life.
Yep.
And especially for new people, young people, for kids to get into it, they're going to be confused, I think.
Yeah.
And so that's why there's a lot of people that I think are our age or younger who are like, oh, Superman's just Marvel slop like the other stuff. Just like the guy who commented on our video on TikTok. And
I don't know who you are, but
that,
watch yourself.
But I remember that.
Watch yourself.
But I feel like people are going to be in that with this because they're going to be like, why do I care about the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they save their world. They do this really cool thing of trying to unify the world. And I think that's super cool.
Yes,
Love that.
I like that.
But but just to cap this point, I think that we're missing a lot of pieces that would help us get invested. If you don't have like a movie pre this, I would have just added like 20 minutes or half an hour. Show them going to space. Show them getting their powers. Show them their characters before they got their powers.
Sure.
And then do like a cutoff, like, and then
4 years later.
4 years later.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of beloved by the world.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense.
I think it's fair. Yeah, it's tough because, and my second question, kind of building on that, is do you think, we talked about the state of the MCU and stuff, do you think maybe higher ups, the James Gunns, the Kevin Feige's of the world, do you think they're scared of like world building? Because talk about the society, and we don't have to go too far into that, but I think a lot of people that consume stuff, like you hear about the Disney Plus shows, the Marvel shows, it's like, oh, it's slow, and then they get to the action, it's like, oh, this is good, is this the best MCU show ever? And it's like, are they just scared of world building now, where it's like, we kind of just have to jump in, like we're just going to take characters that people know, and we're just going to try to jump in as quick as we can, and not speed run it, but almost like, all right, here's the action. We promise. Like, we're not trying to world build. We're not trying to bore you. We're just...
Here's the Fantastic Four and Galactus.
Yeah, all right,
like
go. Yeah, do you think, like, maybe that plays into it? Not to defend them, but it's like, you almost can't world build anymore.
Yes.
It's too boring now.
I do, and I think I understand where they're coming from. I don't want to say it's a bad choice,
right?
But I don't think it's a particularly good one.
Yeah.
Because they're preparing for Doomsday, which is a big multiversal story. So they're trying... So I guess the thought process is, well, we can't really build this world because we're not going to care about this world anymore.
Right.
Because we're going to go straight into the multiversal stuff and go to other worlds.
Yep.
Fair. I still think that you should have world built a little bit better. I think this movie is an hour and 55, I think, if you like just do like the movie itself and not like the end credits. This should have been 220. This should have been a longer movie that actually fleshed out more of these characters. There are scenes from the trailers that just straight up aren't in the movie. And some of the cool scenes from these trailers, not in the movie.
Right.
So, whatever. Yeah. But going on to the things that we liked.
About the Fantastic Four movie.
About the actual Fantastic Four movies. Other than Sue Storm has this really standout scene where she's talking to a big crowd of people. People are angry. I'm not going to go into spoilers. There's a big moral dilemma that is happening.
Yeah.
And she has a really, really good scene that I think is probably my favorite scene.
Did you like that? Because I
did.
It didn't hit as well as her and Reed talking about it between the two of them.
Also a good scene.
I think that was more for me, talking about the dilemma they face. That hit for me more than her going in the crowd of people. It felt weird. Like, they were all, I don't know how spoiler you want to get, but like...
Probably no spoilers.
Okay, they were all super leaning one way. Like, they were rabid. And then she just says some words, and now all of a sudden, which... You know, I think the words she said made sense. The scene made sense. It just felt like they changed and agreed with her really fast. And it just felt kind of like...
I think it's fair, but
I get what you're saying. Like,
right.
it's an impactful speech. I liked it. I was like, wait, just randomly all of a sudden now they just agree.
I think the idea is like the Fantastic Four is sort of like the family parent figures to the world now, and everyone looks to them for all the answers, for protection. And if they spend time going, I don't know if we're safe, I don't know what's going to happen, and then Sue comes out and says these really good lines. It's like, Mom says everything's going to be okay. That's kind of how I perceive it.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I think that's the point. And good job, Marvel, for actually allowing like the idea of womanhood and motherhood to actually be a characterization for something impactful in a film.
Yes.
And because there's a lot of, I know people like to talk about all the woke stuff that
It didn't feel woke, though.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Right.
Is that like it didn't feel like that was thrown to the side. Like being a mom is actually like it has its own skills that comes with that, and those skills are utilized in the right moments in this movie.
Yeah.
Well done. Other things I liked, the CGI for most everything except for the CGI baby.
Everything looked good. Like the movie looked good.
All the space stuff?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Silver Surfer? Awesome.
Yeah.
Galactus? Awesome.
Could you have used more Silver Surfer, do you think? I thought it was fine.
Yeah, no. I feel like they could have probably pushed that character a little bit farther. I feel like the character was fairly involved, but I think they kind of jumped a few hoops.
I think that's a tough dynamic.
Early.
Silver Surfer and Galactus, because they're two, in terms of comics, like they're up there in terms of power. It's like, how do you
balance that?
Yeah, that's a tough ask, I feel
and
like.
how to do it in one movie before Doomsday.
Right.
Like you're asking a lot of yourself, and you're asking a lot of, but regardless, I still think it was done well.
Yeah.
I think all the characters in here are good. The CGI for the Thing is spot on. It's so good.
I liked it. It's the best Fantastic Four movie by far.
The score is great. The score is really good. I sang it at the beginning. It's so catchy. It's cool. I love the aesthetic. I love the retro futuristic 60s. I love the suits.
You could tell WandaVision there was some WandaVision, and I think the guy that I don't know if he directed Fantastic Four, but there's some connection between a lot of the people that worked on this movie and WandaVision. Yes. You could see it right away. You could see it immediately.
And I'm okay with that.
And I like WandaVision. WandaVision was good.
WandaVision was great. It's a solid movie, but I wanted it to be great.
I think it's a good bridge. Like it's not the movie that's going to turn around the MCU, but it is going to push it in the right direction, I think we're nudging in the right direction finally, and maybe we can finally land this plane and get there.
Score.
I'm going to go 7 points. I've been debating because I was in the 6s. I've been in the 7s. I'm going to go 7.3. Positive, solid, no real major nitpicks. Nothing really hooked me where I'm be like, I got to go watch this again. If it's on, I'll catch it, but solid.
I'm going to go 7.5. I originally gave it an 8, and I think after thinking about it, I was like, and of course, after all that you've heard from this, I do have issues with it, and I felt like it's an incomplete movie, and it's got a lot of positives. Its positives outweigh the negatives.
Yes.
I would see this again.
It's a positive movie, yes.
I would see it again in the theaters, but I think it would have to be under special circumstances. Yeah. I'm not going to go out of my way to go see this in the theater again.
No.
But I mean, I want to see more of these characters.
Yes, I want to see more.
I really like the world. Like I said, I would love to live in that world. I mean, other than the whole Earth being doomed and all that stuff.
Sure.
But like the world itself is really cool. The score is great. The characters are very interesting. It just didn't all click in the right places.
Yeah.
So
it didn't. Yeah, it didn't. It's not over the top great, but it's good. It's good. Don't go watch it for sure. 2 important questions that I have for you. One of them I already know the answer to, but I'm asking because I planned it anyways. And I don't feel like putting it away. Got to.
Is this cracking your top 10
of Marvel?
Of MCU, yeah.
No.
Me neither. I actually have a list on my phone. I think this is the 37th or 38th movie, something like that.
Dude.
Yeah, I know.
So many movies.
We're in it now.
Top 20, I guess.
This landed at 15 for me.
I was going to say, I'd put it in that 20 to 15 range.
I like it a lot more than other films because I think the good things about it are really good.
Yeah.
But some of the bad things about it, man, kind of head scratcher a little bit. Just a little bit.
I think we're... Hopefully, fingers crossed, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I think we're done with the oh my gosh, this was bad. Like I had a bad time. Like overall, I had a good time with this movie.
Yes.
I wasn't like sitting there like I'm straight up having a terrible time. This straight up sucks.
No, I enjoyed it throughout. And there was no jaw dropping oh my gosh, that's awesome thing. And there wasn't that. And there wasn't I don't like that. That sucks.
Yeah.
There wasn't either of those. It was just
good.
It was good.
It's good. Yeah.
And I think that's fair.
And that's not top 10 though.
Right. But it needed to be good. And that's what you pulled off. So
Solid.
you got it by the skin of your teeth a little bit, but you did pull off a good Fantastic Four film, and therefore have not lost my faith in the
No,
MCU.
absolutely not. No.
Second question, is this better than Superman?
No. I mean, I don't even really have to think about it. Maybe I should, but I mean...
But you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, I don't have to. Gut instinct.
Because Superman's better.
Yeah, it just is. I don't know. It's not that far off where I'm like, it's head and shoulders above, but it's clearly better.
If I gave Superman an 8.5 and this is 7.5, is that head and shoulders above?
No, but it's better.
Yeah, like it's
significantly better.
like it's not like a marginal thing. It's like, oh, this is a better film.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are going to hate on us for that. I can already feel it coming in. But Superman, I think, is the superhero film we needed, and this is the superhero film I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it sting a little bit more. Is because Superman, like, I felt like was necessary in the form of like, oh, they got to save the DCU now. This film has to be good. It has
to hit, and it did.
And if it was like a 7 or 8, I'd be satisfied. But I'm like, this movie's 8.5.
Yeah.
Superman's really good. I watched it a second time. It's still really good.
I can
There's
see that.
emotional moments, all that stuff. I didn't get some of that stuff here, and I really wanted to.
Yeah.
So this is not better than Superman.
No.
Superman is, but that's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Because both films are at least really good.
And I don't think it really has to be either. I think Superman was so, like you said, so desperately had to be good that they probably put a lot of, maybe, I'm not saying more time and effort, but like probably more concerted, like focused effort into this has to be a banger. Whereas Fantastic Four, they were probably like, hey, we got to get to Doomsday. Let's do a good job of doing that and introduce these guys in a good way. I think they were much more desperate on Superman being good than Fantastic Four, and I think that kind of showed. I don't know. My thoughts.
I totally agree. But I think that's it. I think that's all we got.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, go watch Superman. See you later.